Let's be real, dealing with a difficult mother-in-law can feel like navigating a minefield. One wrong move and boom.
Hates you without actually telling me your mother-in-law hates you. I'll go first. So it's Mother's Day weekend, right? She's having a Mother's Day brunch, invites my 2 sister-in-laws, but forgot to invite me, the only mom of the group. So tell me your mother-in-law hates you without...
Wow, the comments are insane and it's so sad. Mine has never told me happy birthday. When I got my master's degree, she never said anything. Mine hates me because I opened my husband's eyes to the fact that his family was taking advantage of him and now he sets boundaries. Yeah. My ex-mother-in-law said she was jealous of me because I got to see her son every day and she couldn't. But now they live together and I'm free from both of them, lol. Well, good for you.
Honestly, this one was the first big one and the most planned and manipulated with intent to harm. It had to be. There is no other explanation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, for my wedding, I was doing a beach theme and I found a specific starfish clip for my hair. And my mother-in-law said, oh, where did you get that? I would like to have me and the girls, her daughters, wear it. And I politely said, like, oh, I found this at a boutique and I really just wanted to be just mine, like special for just me, because I'm obsessed with the starfish story too. And I have a beach theme and I want it to be just me, like just mine. And she said, okay, no problem.
Reasonable.
So that's great, whatever. Things are okay then. So on my wedding day, after the ceremony, when we're about to take pictures, I noticed that my mother-in-law and my 2 sister-in-laws are wearing the same exact clip, or one very similar.
I knew it.
My heart is racing just thinking about it. I actually didn't tell my husband till later because I didn't want to ruin his part
Why would you do that?
of the day. I wish I ripped it out of their freaking hair, to be honest with you. I really do. But later when I addressed it with my husband and he addressed it with her, he said, we're just trying to connect with Kristen. She's just being dramatic. Bitch, no. Nope. You're trying to take control
She's being dramatic. Are you
and
kidding?
manipulate and
She
hurt.
asked you.
That's all you were doing. Trying to hurt me because your son was getting married and you were going to lose him. But guess what? You didn't have to lose him. You could have just done the basic bare minimum of respecting your son's wife and respecting boundaries, and everyone could have a relationship. That's all the daughter-in-laws of the world want, is basic respect. And many mother-in-laws of sons specifically can't do that. So they have this sob story for themselves, which people believe because people Kate would never believe oh, they cut her off just because she won't do the simplest thing ever. She won't respect them. They don't understand that it's that simple. I don't care if the starfish clip thing was 14 years ago. It is the most evidence of how evil people can be. And
Manipulative as well.
I obviously didn't cut her off then because you want to hope people are going to be good, especially in early relationships. But clearly my blinders were on because so much more happened. Honestly,
Yeah, the least you could have done is respect her. She asked you. She wanted that to be something special. She just wanted that clip to be specially for her, just hers, something special. And you said yes. But then you show up with the exact same clip and you call her dramatic. You know what, to be honest with you, I am a little scared. I have a son. So, I am future mother-in-law. And I wonder, is this contagious? And when does this start? Because I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared. I don't want to be that mother-in-law. Please, somebody tell me that it's not contagious and that it doesn't start all of a sudden.
I promised y'all a story time. You're gonna get a story time.
Okay.
Little backstory. My now ex-husband and I have known each other our whole lives. Our families have known each other our whole lives. So before we started dating, I had already met his mom. Shortly after we started dating, he invited me over to his house. And on this particular day, his whole family was going to be there, all of his siblings and his nephew. We were 15, and I was sitting in his mother's living room, hanging out with people that I hadn't seen in a really long time, and then meeting new people in the family. So I was very nervous. I don't think I have a resting bitch face, but people have told me that I have a resting bitch face. And I'm also just really nervous and I'm very quiet when I'm around new people or in a new environment.
And you were 15.
While
Okay.
I was there, his family decided to discuss a very serious matter, and it was a matter that I felt I could not weigh in on, not only because I was 15, but also because I didn't really know the family and I didn't really know this topic that was being discussed. So I'm sitting there, I'm listening to what's being said, but I am not weighing in, I'm not saying anything because I am just minding my own business, okay? I'm minding my own business. And my
beautiful eyes.
now ex-mother-in-law is sitting in her chair and looks at me and goes, "You just think you're so much better than us, don't you?" And I sat there with a very shocked expression, and the family, everyone just went quiet. And I said, "I'm sorry, what?" "Well, you're sitting there with your nose turned up at us all, think you're so much better than us because you're just a spoiled little brat." Again, the room is silent. Nobody says anything.
Ooh.
My boyfriend is sitting next to me, doesn't say anything, doesn't defend me, and none of the family defends me. They're just sitting there.
That's not cool.
Watching this altercation. And I'm trying so hard not to cry. I start tearing up and getting choked up while she's sitting there glaring at me and staring
and attacking
down.
you.
Now I couldn't drive because I was 15. So I had to text my mom and say, "Mommy, come pick me up, please." So for 20 minutes, it was just extremely awkward. And I'm just sitting there trying not to sob because this lady in her 50s is verbally attacking a 15-year-old girl that's just sitting in her living room minding her own business. So my mom finally gets there, I get in the car, and my mom goes, "What's wrong?" And I just start sobbing because I'm thinking, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? And that was like our first encounter. That wasn't even the worst thing. I've been to jail because of this woman. That's not even the worst thing she's ever done. But that was our first time, like, meeting or hanging out as boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever. I should have walked away then. I should have just walked away, but I didn't. I stayed for more. I just love it.
This is crazy. Why did you stay? Why did you marry that guy? Why did you marry into that family? And did you say you went to jail because of that woman? We need more. We need an explanation. And I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean, but you knew what you were getting yourself into. That was your first sign. You should have run away.
How about instead of your mother-in-law, your actual mother? Guys, there's a lot of stories that goes with this. If it blows up, I will give you more story times than you could possibly want. So, coming off of a pregnancy loss, my wife and I find out that we're expecting again. And so, the way I tell my mom is there was a rocking horse that I had when I was a kid, and when I had a child, I'm supposed to get that back. So, I call her up and I said, "Hey Mom, that rocking horse," I said, "we're gonna need it by September." And she says, "Well, I've been kind of busy." She was like, I need to do some stuff to it to make it better, but, I'll look at it closer to September. And I said, "No, Mom, I don't think you heard me. We're going to need it by September." And she stops, pauses, then her voice changes. She goes, "Justin, I heard you. I don't know what you expect me to say." And that was basically it. She knew that we were telling her that we were pregnant, and that was her response. And after that, she hasn't spoken to me since February of 2019.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. How about congratulations, lady? Like, what is wrong with you? Are you dead inside?
It's rare to see a man who has a toxic mother break free of the bonds, but this father-to-be proves that just because his mom is toxic doesn't mean he's not worth it.
Okay. He's just running after them.
Whoever this is, who watched that was a hard watch, number one. Number two, this girl is funny, I can already tell, because she turned around and said, let's analyze this. As soon as the popper said pink, she ran instant. She didn't give a breath for them to hug. She was trying to get to him before the baby mama could. And he didn't give his mom a glance. It's almost as if he knew if he was going to get to his wife first, he had to run. As soon as it said pink, he said, "Wife." She ignored that cue of him turning his back to her, and she just kept going. And then he knew, I better run with my wife because my mom is going to chase me. And she chased him in a circle before giving up. Does she have any other sons, or is that her only one? Although he's a good player. He's not tolerating that. That's still his mom.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a life update after the baby's born, when the baby turns 1, when you go no contact, let us know.
Well, I mean, at least she was happy for them. But I mean, that's embarrassing. Oh my gosh, lady, let your baby go. He's gonna be a father soon. Let him be a man.
Am I allowed to kiss the top of her head?
No.
I just asked. I'm not going to.
This
I
is some
asked.
very serious rules.
I gotta be honest, I don't know how I feel about this.
If your face gets like closer than it is right now, I have to remove her.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So what do y'all think? Now, my wife's a teacher, and she says that lately, over the past couple of years, they're seeing more kids get sicker. And when they get sick, they're out longer because the illnesses seem to be more severe. And she believes it's because parents have isolated their children from germs just like this. Now, I understand. I completely respect this mother's decision. And I'm not faulting her for it. But I believe there are health benefits from physical touch from the people who love you.
All right. Thank you for respecting everyone's opinion. I'm gonna weigh in mine. I wouldn't let anyone kiss my son when he was a newborn. Not even my mom. I wouldn't even kiss him on the lips or cheeks, just on the forehead when he was a newborn. And you said it yourself. There's benefits from a physical touch from your relatives and loved ones. She was touching him. She was close enough to the baby, but there's no need to kiss a baby. There are lots of known instances where babies get really, really sick from a kiss from a relative. Specifically, they give them herpes, which can be extremely dangerous for babies. And honestly, I remember when I was little, I hated when other people, I wouldn't say strangers, but let's say relatives that I would see like every once in a while would kiss me. I hated that. But unfortunately, nobody would listen to a child and they would make me kiss them. So I'm very happy to see that this mother stands up for her child and also sets clear boundaries with her parents or in-laws.
Oh, please, I've just got to
Mother-in-law demands to have my baby.
Just a little hold. No.
Mom,
Please.
she's been out of hospital for 2 days. Can you please, we said we'd give you a call.
2 days, yeah. And?
Yeah, but she's not even settled in.
God, she's settled in.
How did you even,
The disrespect.
how did you even get in?
Oh, the door was off the latch. Just let myself in. Please, just let me have a little hold.
No, I've had
2
no
minutes.
sleep.
Well, have a
Listen.
sleep then. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I'll take it.
Please.
And then you can have a good little lie
She
down.
needs to
Look,
leave right now.
But
I'm
Mum,
getting really frustrated.
this is exactly why I said to you, I'd contact you, we'd contact you when we're ready for visitors.
Is
2
this
days, it's
real?
not enough time.
don't you think you're being a bit unreasonable?
Do you not
This
think
is
you're
my
being
baby
unreasonable?
too.
You've just come in the house without
Have
even...
Have you just had
Really
20
not.
stitches down there as well or something?
Well, I had 20 stitches when I had him. Look, it's nothing. Just let me have.
Can you
let me
please,
have a hold.
we'll call you when you can bond with her. Please, just
I'm
respect
sorry,
it.
but I think you're just being really unreasonable. I mean, for God's sake, I'm family, aren't I?
My goodness, this is infuriating. She let herself in and now she's demanding to have the baby. And they told her that they would call her when they're ready. And she's there and she's demanding to take the baby and she's not listening to the mother. She's clearly so tired. Oh my God. And she said 20 stitches. So what? That's nothing. Ah. Get out. Get out of my house. I mean, they tried to be respectful, but she was pushing so hard. I would also try to be very respectful, but this is ridiculous. Jeez. No, you cannot have my 2-day-old baby. New moms are allowed to be overprotective. This is nature. I remember when I gave birth, I was kind of a little cuckoo. I was kind of a little crazy because I wouldn't sleep. So first of all, I would sleep like for just a couple of hours a day because I was constantly worried for my baby. I was checking on him constantly, just making sure that he's breathing. I wouldn't give him to anyone except for my husband. And I'm very glad to see that her husband stood up for her. Oh, another gender reveal.
3, 2, 1.
Oh no. Out of the way, wifey. But honestly, he wasn't running to hug his wife first.
After 5 years of no contact with my mother-in-law.
5 years,
for
wow.
numerous reasons. She's back in our life, and without our knowledge or consent, put her phone number into our 9-year-old daughter's phone and then texted her phone to exchange phone numbers. Tell me when the rage stops.
Well, that's not good. I don't know the whole story, but you don't do that. That's a child. You ask parents first. It doesn't. Block and delete it immediately. She doesn't get access like that in secret. Another person says, my parents blocked me from a relationship with my grandparents and I'll never forgive them. Well, difficult situation. I'm sorry that happened to you, but my worry is my child will never forgive me if I don't protect her now. Everybody is saying block. Absolutely not. Change your daughter's number. If she went this far, the mother-in-law will just text from some other phone number. That's a good point here. That's a good point. That's a little bit scary, I'd say. Having a secret relationship with a child and having a chance to brainwash them, I don't like that at all. I'm not saying that the parents are right because, as I said, we don't have the full picture. However, they are her parents. You absolutely have to have a permission from the parents to exchange phone numbers.
Have a challenging relationship with your mother-in-law? This message is for you. First thing I'll say is you don't have a mother-in-law problem, you have a marriage problem. And here's what I mean. It's the husband's responsibility to step up and lead and establish the boundaries surrounding his family, not his family of origin. For when a husband decides to get married, dynamic in the relationship that he has with his family of origin must change. I'm going to reference an ancient scripture here. It's called leave and cleave. What does it mean? It means that when a husband takes his wife, he leaves his family of origin and cleaves to his wife. And the relationship that he has with his mother and father and family of origin forever changes. That relationship shifts and alters. It doesn't mean it goes away, but it must change. For when a man chooses his wife, he now prioritizes her over anyone else outside of himself. This can be incredibly jarring, most especially to his mother, and perhaps with his father and his siblings. It is a husband's responsibility to establish his new family while maintaining a new relationship with his family of origin. In order for a man to be able to do all of this, he must know who he is. He must be doing his inner work and growth and transformation, essentially building the most strong boundaries around him and his wife, and his family. That is the challenge. The wives out there, if you're having struggles with a mother-in-law butting into your family, dismissing boundaries that you want to establish around your family, around your husband, it's time to have a conversation with your husband.
It is a husband's responsibility if you think about it. A wife has to be respectful of his mother for sure, but his mother also has to be respectful of his wife and his family, so it's all about boundaries. Wow, this was quite a video. Well, thank you for watching. Subscribe, and till the next one.